Oh, we're starting. What's up, guys? I'm Jasmine Rodriguez. You guys probably know me from MTV's Are You the One of this season, season 7. I've been MIA the past like 3 weeks. I haven't been able to interact as much as I wanted to with my fans and answer questions. But mostly I kind of just want to tell my side of the story. There's a lot of Team Kenya, Team Jasmine, and I feel like you guys are able to make any decision that you guys want on whose side that you are on, but I feel like I haven't really been able to speak my side because there are two sides to every story, and obviously MTV is going to edit it the way that is most entertaining. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to give you guys the tea on the first 3 episodes of Are You the One? So if you guys want to continue watching this video, subscribe wherever it is up here and continue watching. And now we have the tea with Jasmine Rodriguez. On today's news, we have the facts. Going into the Are You the One house, I was coming in there for love, no matter what. There's so many different people that say like they came in for the money, they came in for the clout. Like, I've always been a relationship type of girl, and I just got out of a relationship and was living this single life and just, I don't know, I lived my life and I was over it. I wanted someone to like settle down with, someone to text every single day, someone to come home to, someone to build with, share memories with. And I have been obsessed with Are You the One since season 1, and I said as soon as I turned 21 that I had to be on the show, and luckily 2 weeks after turning 21 I started filming in Hawaii. So I'm actually super lucky, I'm super blessed. Thank you so much, MTV, for picking me. But I came into this house with the knowledge of watching the other seasons. So I knew my personal issue was that I trust people too easily and I forgive people too quickly. So I wanted to come into the house and basically get to know everybody before I saw one person and was like, yes, you're mine, because usually it doesn't work like that. So I walked into the Are You the One house and I basically just like talked to everybody that was in the house. I really got to talk to Lewis, I talked to Cam a lot. I actually told Cam in the very beginning that like, I think you could be my match, but I could never be your match, because he was someone that was like smart and like somebody that I could learn from, and I definitely want that in like a male figure. I want him to have the brains, because I am young. I'm always the youngest in a friendship, in a relationship, so I always want to continue learning. So I felt like with Cam, like he was very mature, and I definitely liked that about him. But he also wanted someone that was like more shy and more conservative. And I'm not that. I'm not conservative. I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. I'm just fucking annoying. Like that I am. And that's a huge reason why I had trouble making friends in the house, because a lot of people thought that I was being extra and I was doing things just for the cameras. But when you get to know me, this is just me. So like, I am an acquired taste. When you first meet me, most people don't like me, but when you get to know me, I'm just me, and like, you just get used to me. So, I mean, there's a reason why Baskin Robbins has like 31 flavors, because you can't please everyone. Listen, I'm not everyone's fucking cup of tea. I don't know how else to fucking explain it. Back to me getting to know everybody. I did not first lay eyes on Tevin when I came into the house. He was the first boy I actually had interest in, but not the first guy I saw, because I didn't see him until day 2, because he was off doing his thing with Kenya, and that's perfectly fine. But the second day, I definitely did have eyes for him, and I even confronted Kenya about it. I told her that, listen, like, I thought he was cute, but I saw you guys were together, so like, I'm trying to back off. And then she said, no, 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 like, it's a game, like, do you? And I was like, okay, well, if you guys aren't a match and if I see anything, like, I'm gonna step in. And she's like, no, like, I respect that. Perfect. But what I have an issue with is the fact that right after that, after telling me, like, yeah, it's a game, she's like, nobody better come for my man. If you're gonna say nobody better come for my man, then you should not be going for other people, if that makes sense. Yeah, you going for other people, you're single, you don't owe your loyalty to no one. It was the first week there, right? That's all fine, but you can't claim somebody. If you're going to do what you want to do with this person, that person, and this person, you can't claim somebody. It doesn't work like that. And that's where people are like, it's very two-sided. I see, like, people are like, oh, like, she's completely right in what she's saying, that she doesn't owe her loyalty to Tevin. But if she's gonna say that is mine, then it's yours and no one else's, which means that you are his and nobody else's. You don't, when you claim something, it's yours all around. It's not like, oh, that's mine, but I can do this. Like, I feel like I watched other seasons and I've seen people be petty, and I've seen people go behind each other's back and try and steal his man and steal this. I wasn't here trying to steal her man. I, as a woman, came up to her and told her straight up. I just didn't, like, all of a sudden pull a fast one on her and, like, just started talking to Tevin, because it didn't happen like that. I'm pretty sure in the edit of the season premiere showed that me and Tevin were kissing in the pool. But what they didn't show was prior to that. So let's backtrack. And prior to us kissing in the pool was everybody in the pool. And Kenya was like in somebody else's arms. I'm not really sure what guy, but I know it was some guy's arms in the pool right behind Tevin. And Tevin was talking to me knee to knee. He was not touching my thigh. He was not touching me at all. We were just getting to know each other and just talking about, like, our goals in life and, like, where we're from and, like, our hobbies, and, like, we kind of just meshed very well in our fields, because he does a lot of things with, like, entertainment. I go to school for broadcast journalism. Like, we kind of just like blended very well. Like, wow, like, that's the same. Like, it just felt very natural. But he was also very respectful of Kenya, and I saw that, and that was also attractive to me, to see the way he was still respecting Kenya when she is behind him in another guy's arms, if that makes sense. So after the ceremony, that Tevin picked Kenya and told, I'm trying to make sure that this is right, told her that he wasn't going to give her second, third, and fourth chances. She came back to the house and she was laying in bed with Lewis, like, talking to him, whatever. But he saw that, and then I guess he was like, this is what I was just talking about. And then he was like, oh, like, let's go to the pool, let's go for a swim. So then me and him in there continued on with our conversations, and what MTV didn't put was the times that we have talked. Like, they only cut in the times that we kissed or were dancing with each other. So after me and Tevin kiss, the next day he ends up telling Kenya that we do kiss. And that day I remember I wanted to talk to her about it, because it wasn't something that I did maliciously. I didn't try to do it behind her back. Like, it was just something that happened. And I mean, it's a game, and I feel like she should be able to understand that. And I wasn't going to sit here and not say anything to her. So I remember that day I actually talked to Asia, and I was asking, like, does she want to talk to me right now? Like, is she mad? Is she whatever? Because I wanted to, like, feel the grounds of if she was ready to talk to me, because I know I used to be a hothead. I used to, and I keep saying this, like, that's why I said it on the show, like, I used to be very similar to Kenya, where I was very quick to snap. I was very vocal about my opinions, and I don't know, I just learned different ways of handling that, and I grew up and just realized like that was high school me, and I'm 21 years old, and I just feel like that is not the way to handle things. Um, but I understand where she's coming from. She has every right to be upset, but like I said, I was just playing the ground to see if she was ready to speak to me, because I was trying to avoid any confrontation of if I wanted to go speak to her like a woman and tell her that yeah, we did kiss and explain things to her. If she was not ready to speak to me and she came back to like pop off or snap at me, that I wasn't just gonna let her speak to me like that, and I would have snapped back. So that right there is what our argument stemmed from. So you see, there's a lot of edits in this where the things didn't really happen in order, like at all, like at all. So the fate button, the next day, we were sitting next to each other, and we were kind of like laughing, and I could feel like the vibe was like there was no tension there. So I was like, hey, like, listen, like, I really want to talk to you. So we were like, yeah, like, let's go talk. We went to the backyard, and I told her about the kiss between me and Tevin. I explained my feelings towards it the day before, that I wanted to give her time to cool down, and that the reason why I wanted to give her time was because if I came to her the day that she was upset, that if she would have came and like yelled at me, that I would have snapped back, because I'm only coming to you out of respect. Like, I didn't need to say anything to her. I didn't need to pull her aside. I didn't owe that to her, because me and her were not best friends. But I told her I had an interest in him, and after we kissed, I pulled her aside and I did speak to her. So me and her were cool. She understood. She actually pulled me and Tevin aside, and she understood that he does have a connection with me, and that if we want to explore that, she said like, go ahead, blah blah blah. Like, she understood. Like, we talked to each other and said like, listen, like, if something's going on and you feel like there's any confusion within the relationship of getting to know each other, then for us to like be able to like me be able to pull Kenya aside and talk to her just like I was then. So then later on in the day, when we had our truth booth ceremony, and Terrence asked me like what happened between us, I repeated, emphasis on repeated, the same thing that I said earlier in the day to Kenya, that there was tension the day before. I felt like we were walking on eggshells, is what I said. And then I said that I felt like we have very similar personalities, that I wanted to give her space because I didn't want her to pop off on me because she's still upset about the situation. And then I wasn't just going to sit there and take it, and I would have snapped back if she said something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's exactly what I said to her earlier in the day. Same thing that I said in front of a crowd. And then after the ceremony, everyone kind of did what they wanted to do, and drank, did their thing, and I was in the bathroom. Now this is hours, like about a good like 3 to 5 hours later, like let's lean towards 5 hours later. When she came to me and people were saying that I didn't keep my energy, it wasn't because I was scared of Kenya, because that's not the case. It was because I was genuinely confused as to what her issue was, because I pulled her aside and told her the same thing I said in front of everybody. So that's why while I'm holding my alcohol, I'm looking at her like what? Like, I'm confused.